On that. Now, the steering committee on the implementation of the Building Bridges Initiative to a United Kenya task force and the team of experts have adopted a hybrid between the presidential and parliamentary systems of governance. The BBI report has recommended an expanded new executive structure at the national level comprising a president, deputy president, prime minister and 2 deputy prime ministers. The BBI team says the proposed changes will improve governance, as our senior reporter Patrick Amimo tells us.
The BBI says Kenya's elections have been violent, bitterly contested, and generally destructive because of the cutthroat competition for the presidency in a winner-takes-all system. To fix the mess, the BBI team has recommended a hybrid between the presidential and parliamentary systems. The team proposes to amend Chapter 9 of the Constitution to expand the national executive. Apart from the president and deputy president, 3 more offices, prime minister and 2 deputy prime ministers, have been proposed. The president will appoint a prime minister after approval by parliament. A person is eligible to be nominated as prime minister if he or she is a member of the National Assembly and leader of majority party or coalition of parties in the National Assembly. The roles of the Prime Minister are clearly defined so as not to create 2 conflicting centers of power, similar to the power-sharing model of the 2008 Grand Coalition government between former President Mwai Kibaki and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. In the recommendations, the Prime Minister shall be the leader of government business in the National Assembly and oversee the legislative agenda on behalf of government. The PM shall also supervise the execution of the functions of the ministries and government departments and chair cabinet committee meetings as assigned by the president. The prime minister may assign any of the functions of the office to the deputy prime ministers and perform any other duty assigned by the president or conferred by legislation. The deputy prime ministers shall, in addition to their functions as cabinet ministers, deputize for the prime minister in the execution of the prime minister's functions and perform any other function as the prime minister may assign. The BBI report also proposes to remodel the parliamentary system by ensuring the Prime Minister and 2 deputy prime ministers, cabinet ministers, and the Attorney General sit in the National Assembly. BBI proposes a mix of technocrats and sitting members of the National Assembly to sit in cabinet. Currently, the Constitution bars sitting MPs to be appointed into cabinet unless they resign. Cabinet secretaries are also blocked from sitting in Parliament. The BBI report also proposes the establishment of the office of the leader of the opposition with a shadow cabinet. The leader of official opposition shall be the person who received the 2nd greatest number of votes in a presidential election and whose political party or coalition of parties has at least 25% of all members of the National Assembly. The BBI report proposes that the office of the leader of the opposition should be provided with adequate financial and technical support to enable the office to effectively discharge its role of holding the government to account. In terms of the pecking order in the National Assembly, the Speaker shall be the boss, followed by the Prime Minister and the leader of official opposition. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.
So you've seen some of the highlights of the BBI report.